away to get the 2 points against the Detroit Red Wings as they win it 5-4 in overtime with the game-winning goal scored by one of the newcomers, Andrew Copp, who is from Michigan. And this was a win despite the fact that Alex Georgiev was horrible. Georgiev, it's very similar to a lot of Georgiev's games, but this was in particular really bad. I mean, at least 3 of those goals were just bad. No question about it, should have been saved. I don't know how they went in. So I thought the Rangers, considering the fact that they played a very emotional game at Pittsburgh just the night before, back-to-back situation, and Detroit was coming off an embarrassing game which they allowed 11 goals, and Georgiev was really, 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 really bad. You have to be happy about getting these 2 points. Was it pretty? No. But if Shesterkin is in this game, this is an easy victory. It would have been. Even with the Rangers at times not playing great. The penalty kill, that's a bit of a concern. The Rangers allowed 2 power play goals tonight. So, and really, one of those 2 goals should have absolutely been saved. The other one probably should have been as well. But still, that is definitely slight cause for concern. But I'm very happy with this win. Just because you knew there'd be a bit of a letdown, but they just found a way to get the 2 points. Not going to complain about it. You move on. And like I said, Georgiev, we'd be talking about him more if the Rangers lost this game. But please, let's not lose sight of the fact that he was very, very bad. It's just been, like I said, he's not going to be on this team next season. I don't see how it happens. I think that, they either won't qualify him or they'll somehow work out a trade. I just would be surprised if Georgiev's back next year. Really would be. But here's the positive thing. You're starting to see, moving more now to the skaters, with the emergence of a guy like Andrew Copp, who has really been very good since the trade, and Ryan Strome has been hurt. Ryan Strome more and more is a guy that I don't think will be back next season. That's another one where he will either walk via free agency or maybe somehow they'll acquire a late-round draft pick if they trade away his trading rights. Nothing that would be in any way substantial. So it's just Andrew Copp, there's a couple of things in play. Obviously, new players naturally, especially when the team's playing well and they are producing, you think very highly of them. But Andrew Copp, he provides a different stylistic way of playing than Ryan Strome. Ryan Strome is someone who really likes to keep the game more to the outside, make the perfect pass. In theory, has more talent. I wouldn't even say that he does have more talent, but in theory, he is someone that plays more of a skilled game. While Andrew Copp is someone that a little bit more physical. His zone entry is actually better than Ryan Strome. He's able to get the puck in the zone. Copp is better on faceoffs. Even though the penalty kill has not been great for the Rangers, in part because Copp has actually been taking penalties, so he does that's something that we see from Ryan Strome. So I guess no change there. But Copp, he's had great chemistry with Artemi Panarin, which one should have great chemistry with Panarin with how good he is, but you never know, and he has had that. So it's great to see that you can start seeing the pieces come together in terms of beyond the season. And I think that's very obvious where these new acquisitions, if the price is right and reasonable, every reason right now, there's so much that can happen between now and the end of the season and playoffs. But I think that Copp has been impressive. Copp now has 7 points in 5 games as a Ranger. He has gotten at least 1 point in every game since he's been on the team. So that's really good. And Frank Vetrano doesn't score a goal tonight, but he does get a very nice assist. And Tyler Mott has just been a very good source in that bottom 6 for the Rangers. And I think the points will come a little bit. It hasn't happened yet. But speaking of the fourth line, the Rangers' fourth line, which saw Greg McKegg replace Johnny Brodzinski, didn't really agree with that move. I'm not going to go crazy about it. We'll see against the Islanders whether they stick with McKegg. A lot will have to do with Ryan Strome's health. If Strome comes back, then McKegg will certainly be out. If Strome's not back, maybe they go back to Brodzinski. I'm not sure. But Ryan Reaves gets the scoring going. His third goal of the season, and it's unassisted. So Ryan Reaves actually, beyond the goal, played pretty well tonight. I don't want him in the lineup in a perfect world, but he will be in there against the Islanders. He will absolutely be there against the Islanders. And in games like that, it makes sense for him to play, especially with him scoring tonight. I'm not going to have a problem with Reaves being in that lineup. And if Strome returns, like I said, it'll probably be McKegg. Almost definitely will be McKegg that loses that spot. So Reaves scores, and this was a nice play by Patrick Nemeth, the former Detroit Red Wing, his first game back in Detroit. And he keeps the puck in, and it leads to a Reaves goal. But the worst goal, yes, I would say this was the worst goal of the night by Georgiev. It's the first one, and it's Rasmussen scoring his 9th goal of the season for Detroit at 9:59. Just a simple shot. Trouba, it did deflect off Trouba's stick up high, but it just goes through Georgiev. It's just, Georgiev was way, way deep in his crease. I don't know why he does that. His positioning is just off so far deep in his crease, and it goes through him. And so Detroit ties it up 1-1. And then Andrew Copp takes a tripping penalty at 15:26. And before the penalty's out, Vrana, the former Capital, scores his 7th goal of the season. And this is a goal that just went 5-hole. No screen, just goes right through Georgiev, a really bad goal. And the Red Wings take a 2-1 lead. But good response by the Rangers as Alexis Lafreniere wins the faceoff. Really nice job by Lafreniere, who doesn't end up on the score sheet, but I thought played really well in this game. It is a pass by Schneider to Nemeth. One-time shot by Nemeth deflected in front by Philip Chytil. So Chytil scores his 7th of the season from Nemeth and Schneider. Chytil's been really good lately as well, so it's nice to see him get that goal. Chytil and Lafreniere, the chemistry's been good there. Just the overall production, they're providing very good third-line minutes. And I thought in this game that Nemeth and Schneider played well. I think that this was a good game, a really good game for them. Didn't make that many mistakes, and really on those first 2 goals, especially Nemeth, really did a good job. So as far as Justin Braun's concerned, he will get in the lineup at some point, one way or another. That's just how it goes. But I don't think it's going to happen necessarily anytime soon, which is a bit of a surprise upon him getting acquired, but that's just the way it is. So, but before the period's out, Greg McKegg, again, not really too sure why he was in the lineup. I didn't think it was necessary. He takes a bad tripping penalty with about 6-7 seconds left in the first. And in the second period, it's a goal by Tyler Bertuzzi. Power play goal. His 26th goal of the season. Like I said, less than 30 seconds into the second, gives Detroit a 3-2 lead. So that penalty kill at that point in time fails twice out of 2. And so it's 3-2 Red Wings. And then the Rangers tie it up. And it was a line change where Schneider actually dumps it in. And Zibanejad wins the race, gets it over to Vetrano, and Panarin, replacing Kreider, Panarin comes streaking in and buries it. So Artemi Panarin scores his 18th goal of the season and a really nice pass by Vetrano. And so it's tied up at 3. The Rangers would get a power play. Lafreniere draws it. It's a hooking penalty on Detroit towards the end of the second, but the Rangers are unsuccessful, which is unfortunate because Detroit has the worst penalty kill in the NHL. So we go 3-3 into the third. And my whole thought, a lot of what I thought would happen in this game did. And I figured at that point, Detroit's going to score again. The Rangers are not going to win this game 4-3. Detroit will score again. The Rangers are going to have to win this game in a sort of a 5-4 manner. I may have even mentioned that exact number in the Pittsburgh episode. But what happens on a face-off win by Detroit, Zibanejad loses the face-off to Suter, and former Ranger Mark Stahl is able. It was a shot by Stahl that gets to Adam Ernie, and Ernie with a backhand shot from distance, and it goes in. Georgiev, I think it was deflected in front, But Georgiev, it goes through his legs. I mean, again, Georgiev, the 5-hole was just not there at all in this game. And so Detroit makes it 4-3, and you're feeling like, this really shouldn't be the result. Most of the blame goes to Georgiev. If Shesterkin was in the game, the Rangers win this game. But in Ranger fashion, they stick with it. They don't give up, and they even take a penalty. Lafreniere trips Mark Stahl, but the Rangers do get the kill there. That was key to keep it a 1-goal game. That was really big. The fact that this whole game stayed as a 1-goal game kept the Rangers in it. And they finally draw another power play, and it's Dryden Hunt is high-sticked. And so the Rangers get on the power play with a little over 4 minutes left. And the Rangers on the power play, who's going to score? You guessed it, Chris Kreider. Chris Kreider, 46th goal of the season, 24th goal on the power play, which tied a franchise record, Jaromir Jagr, in 2006. And this is even more impressive for so many reasons. There's still, 14 games left in the season. Power plays in 2006 were much more frequent than they are now. Opportunities, that is. And so Kreider scores, assisted by Panarin and Fox. That's the trio that usually is able to contribute on those goals for the Rangers in the power play. And so they tied up at 4, and they are able to get it to overtime. That was my hope. Get it to overtime and then just take your chances from there. And what do you know? The Rangers, in a similar way to this was in some ways very similar to the Sabre game from this past Sunday at the Garden, where the Rangers win 5-4, Georgiev in net, they win it in overtime, and someone who was involved in that goal scores the game winner, and it's Andrew Copp. Andrew Copp, his 15th goal of the season, second goal as a Ranger from Artemi Panarin. A great pass by Panarin. 2-on-1 opportunity, and Copp buries it at 1:34 of overtime to give the Rangers a 5-4 win. What was interesting was in the third, Gallant made a slight tweak as he flipped Kreider and Panarin. So the lines at the end of the game were Panarin with Zibanejad and Vetrano, that combination did score that third goal. And thus it was Kreider with Copp and Hunt for the most part. Hunt and Mott were switching at times, where the third line was pretty consistently Lafreniere, Chytil, and Goodrow. Fourth line, of course, had McKagan, Reaves. We did see Mott and Hunt switch at times, but the point being was that Kreider was with Copp, and they put Panarin with Zibanejad. I don't think that they'll start with that, but that was interesting. I don't mind that. Gives the opposing team a different look, something different to think about, and I thought it went well. And I know it's been a gripe of mine when it comes to overtime, especially because of the fact that we saw Zibanejad play with Panarin in regulation, that they still started Mika with Kreider in the overtime. Panarin is such a force in the 3-on-3. You want to take advantage of that, and of course it works again here with the Copp game winning goal. So I would just want Panarin to start in overtime. But either way, the Rangers, with a really satisfying 5-4 win, whenever you can win with Georgiev in net, playing the way he did, that's just great. So now the Rangers are 3 points ahead of Pittsburgh, same games. Again, a lot can change quickly, but that's pretty good. Also, Rangers are 3 points behind Carolina, and Carolina has a game in hand. So Rangers are still closer to Pittsburgh than Carolina, but it is getting kind of close. I still think Pittsburgh is more of the team to be focused on, but hey, you're 3 points behind Carolina with 14 games left, and you have 2 games at Carolina at home. So it's certainly worth at this point mentioning, even though I think that when it's all said and done, Carolina will finish in first in division. But the Rangers have really just improved. Their game has just been a lot better. It's been fun to watch, and now they will have a tough test against the Islanders, who beat the Rangers recently at the Garden in a 2-1 game. It was a tight sort of close to the vest sort of game where chances weren't so aplenty, although Sorokin was tested early. And the Islanders, that'll be the second game of back-to-back, because the Islanders will be playing Columbus. So hopefully the Rangers can take advantage of maybe a tired Islander team, but this will be another tough game, as most Ranger Islander games are. And the Islanders have played well at the Garden. So very curious to see how that game goes. We'll see if Ryan Strome returns against his former team. If he does, great. If he doesn't, great. So, again, Andrew Copp the hero as the Rangers win in Detroit in overtime, 5-4.